Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to all of you. Welcome to this YouTube live session on the topic of foundation of selling with the incredible Nimika Anand. We are honored to have Nimika Anand. She a marketing strategist, extraordinary grace and virtue stage today. Before we dive into the exciting world of selling, कि आप selling कैसे करो, let's take a moment to acknowledge some things here. Before we move on, I'll share a story, and it's not a story like only of one person. It is a story of a lot of coaches, consultants, trainers, mentors. अक्सर हम लोगों के साथ ये होता है कि हमारे पास कंटेंट तो बहुत अच्छा होता है, बट जब उसको शेयर करने की बात आती है, जब हम सोचते हैं कि हमें क्लाइंट्स अच्छे मिले, तो वहाँ पर वी फेस चैलेंज. आपके साथ ऐसा हुआ है? If yes, just type yes in the comment box. एंड एक्चुअली जब आपके पास अच्छा कंटेंट हो और आपको नहीं पता कि क्या स्ट्रेटेजी होनी चाहिए, कैसे मैं अपने कंटेंट को लोगों के बीच में लेके जाऊं, तो उस टाइम पर ये जो टॉपिक है हमारा फाउंडेशन ऑफ सेलिंग, ये पिक्चर में आता है. अगर आपके पास स्ट्रॉन्ग फाउंडेशन नहीं है कि सेलिंग करनी कैसे है, अगर आपको नहीं पता, इफ यू आर नॉट अ चैंपियन इन दिस फील्ड, देन यू वुड फेस लॉट ऑफ चैलेंजेस. और इसीलिए आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं निमिका आनंद. शी इज़ अ मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटेजिस्ट and a true champion in the marketing field. She has dedicated her career to helping a lot of individuals to get a break free from the chains of selling struggles. इनका जो वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस है इस फील्ड में, जो इनकी मेथडोलॉजीज हैं, उन्होंने कई प्रोफेशनल्स को कई प्रोफेशनल्स को एक स्पीड दी है कि कैसे आपको अपने प्रोडक्ट को सेल करना है. एंड बिलीव मी गाइस, निमिका आनंद ने ऐसी ऐसी स्ट्रेटजीज लोगों के साथ शेयर की हैं कि जब उन्होंने अपना एक प्रोडक्ट लोगों के साथ सेल किया, उस स्ट्रेटजी को फॉलो किया, दे गॉट वंडरफुल सेलिंग. लाइक उनकी सेलिंग जो थी पहले अगर 5% थी, तो वो इंक्रीज होकर 35% तक पहुंच गई. So without any further delay, let me present to you Nimika Anand, and she will enlighten us with her wisdom and provide us with the tools and the techniques कि हम कैसे सेलिंग को बढ़ा सकते हैं. इससे पहले मैं थोड़ा सा और आपको निमिका के बारे में बताना चाहूँगा. निमिका जो है, शी इज़ एन ऑनलाइन बिजनेस स्ट्रेटजिस्ट. शी हेल्प्स कंसल्टेंट्स एंड कोचेस with personal branding, sales and social media strategies. And for last since 2017, she is helping people. She started this sales career with edtech sales. She worked with digital marketing agencies, and since then, she is empowering coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs to increase their branding. If you are one of them, then stay with us till the end, and I'm sure ये सेशन आपको बहुत 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 एम्पावरमेंट देगा. आपको कैसे अपनी स्ट्रेटजीज बनानी है, कैसे अपने आप को लोगों के बीच में लाना है, कैसे अपनी सेल्स को बढ़ाना है. So without any delay, I welcome Nimika Anand on the stage. And friends, Nimika will be with you for next 40 to 45 minutes. And if you have any question, you can write, and Nimika will answer that. So again, just type welcome Nimika, and Nimika, over to you.
Thank you. Also, thank you so much, Prashant Saini ji, for such a honored, welcome and introduction. Coming back to the way you said about the experience, so and everything which I'm going to share. So definitely, it's going to be really valuable for the community because not only strategies, but I'm also going to share the real time experiences which we see in selling, and that's it. This is how we can start from the foundations because what I believe, not only in selling, but foundations are literally very important in all aspect of the things. because foundation से क्या है कि हम, if that is sorted, we can actually, even though things are uh, not working, we can get back to the fundamentals, the foundations, and start working from there, right? So now, shall I start with the topic and then go take it further? Yeah. So I'll first start with selling, what exactly selling is, because what usually happens is, as a coach consultant, if I talk about mindset coaches or any other coaches, right? We are really we know कि हमारे expertise in terms of what exactly, how we are helping other people, and as a coach, we want to just provide value more and more and build a community. That's something, such a wonderful job as a coach people do. But now coming to a part of selling, because when I work with coaches, everything is, they know, they can share content, they can create content, everything is there, but when it comes to selling, they feel literally so icky about it. That it feels like, I'm just asking for a money, asking for the sale. So that's something, uh, it is not a problem with one or two coaches, but with most of the coaches, consultants out there. So coming back to, how you can work on the fundamentals, what are the things required for selling, right? So when we talk about selling itself, if we think as not as a salesperson, sales rep, but as a consultant, as a coach, where we are not selling but solving a problem, solving their problem and serving them in a way कि हम उनके जो भी problems है उनको solve कर रहे हैं, you know in a in a meanwhile, what I'll say is basically not just focusing on the money matter, but focusing on the transformation. Okay. So for example, if I talk about the fundamentals of this online selling, right? So as a coach, because why I'm telling as a coach or consultant, because most of the time I work with coaches majorly, especially in this edtech industry. So उसमें क्या है कि as a coach, they are mostly solopreneurs when they want to learn the selling part, कि कैसे मुझे sell करना है, or either if they want to delegate the selling part, right? So as a solopreneur or online business owner, I believe even though you are delegating, अगर आप sales भी delegate कर रहे हो, marketing कुछ भी delegate कर रहे हो, you should know that okay, how things are working. Even though you are hiring an agency, you should know that okay, what kind of because आपको कोई ऐसे मतलब बेवकूफ ना बनाए, rather than you should know okay, this is these are the numbers, why it is there. So educate yourself about marketing and selling, because that's the core of your business, right? Agar sales nahi hai, your business is not moving, if the sales is not there. So and there comes the leads, the content, everything is interrelated, and we will just talk about it. But when it comes to how you are able to convert your audience from basically cold leads to hot leads to a client online, by nurturing through content, by nurturing through different kinds of maybe any platform you can be, agar aap Instagram, agar aap Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, any platform you're using, or YouTube itself. So you are providing value to your audience, and in a way after that, providing value or to your audience, you are converting them to as a client. So if I talk about what are the core fundamentals of selling, मतलब ऐसा क्या है जो कि आपको selling के लिए it's really very important. Number one thing is understanding your customer. Like, you should know एक, कौन आपके customers है, who are your audience. If I know, अगर मुझे पता है कि I'm not talking about the demographics the age group, it's more about what are their problems, who are my audience, and exactly क्या problems हैं उनके. So that is the number one step, is understanding your audience. And second thing comes is understanding your offer itself. आप क्या provide कर रहे हो? If this is the problem, the person is in stage A और उसको point B पे जाना है. Am I solving that through my offer? So creating that transformational offer, that is the second step, which is knowing your offer. Or if I talk about service, so आपको क्या product या services आप provide कर रहे हो, depth knowledge of that, and whether that particular thing is going to help that specific person or not. Now coming to overall, because sales is all about, when we say, it's about the value, the trust you build, the relationship. When we talk about the core fundamentals, it might have happened, because it's a one, I'm not able to see anyone, it's one way interaction, so it feels like I'm just speaking. But just think about it. जब भी आपने कुछ परचेज किया होगा, बीट ऑनलाइन, बिकॉज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द ऑनलाइन सेल्स स्पेसिफिकली, or recently, or even prior to that, आपने compare किया होगा comparatively to person A to person B. So what made you to sign with person A or person B? Okay, so that is something, because might be the relationship is really good with that person, or there is a trust, or that person has provided a kind of a value to you rather than person B. सो इन तीनों फैक्टर्स में से कोई एक चीज ऐसी होती है जो हमें ड्राइव करती है, rather than, you know if I talk about the modules, what exactly the transformation, matlab, the core fundamental lies between these three things: the value, the relationship, and the trust you have built. Then definitely comes the social proof. That person has helped someone or not, what kind of a credibility that person is having. So these are, the fundamentals of selling is based on these three things, which is relationship, value, and trust. Okay, the kind of this thing you build. Now आप कैसे build करोगे ये सारी चीजें? There are definitely a lot of ways in terms of, if I talk about relationship, value, trust, it offline it's quite easy for us, right? Because we know, but how to do it online? One thing which is there going to work, for online industry, is the content. The content, be it in the form of visuals, be it in the form of text. कोई भी platform ले लो, अगर आप Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, anywhere, there are so much of content, right? So content अगर आप share कर रहे हो, this is a way you are getting the visibility. You are actually positioning yourself through your content, that okay, this is what you're talking about, this is what you know. And then comes the relationship, which we then comes the value, right? The value you are delivering through the content. Uske baad aap trust build kar rahe ho by being there, by providing value, by helping your audience. And then comes the relationship, which is getting nurtured on the calls, on the DMs. आप उनसे बात करके उनकी situation को understand कर रहे हो, and then you are trying to understand their problem and trying to solve their problem. Okay, so the fundamentals remain around, beat, मतलब अगर online selling भी है, offline selling भी है, the fundamentals is going to remain same. And you might have seen, अगर, just like I said the example, अगर हम दो individuals को compare करते हैं, be it they're having the same price point, they're having the same offer, but we are going to choose one individual based on that trust, value, and the relationship that person has built. So these are the fundamentals of selling, if I talk about. And now talking about, as I said, kya hota hai, generally coaches, they are really good with their stuff in terms of basically, if I talk about, I'm just taking mindset coaches again and again because I'm talking to Prashant. So the thing is, he or the people know their stuff really well. But when it comes to selling, they usually say, Nimika, I'm not able to pitch the price. I'm not able to say that, okay, this is the price, or this is kind of results I'm getting. So the thing is, when we talk about why, because I am a huge believer of having a high ticket product, or high ticket service, high ticket transformational offer, when I say, because especially in the initial phases, I'm talking to the coaches, if they are just starting out, or they are in the intermediate phase, having the high ticket offer, in the sense, uh, something, see, high ticket itself word, agar मैं India में बात करूँ, people will say 50, above 50,000 is a high ticket, right? 1 lakh is a high ticket. If you talk about international, they might say $1,000 above is a high ticket, or even some 10,000 above is a high ticket. So there is no specific parameters that, okay, this is the high ticket offer, but usually these are the ranges, if I'm talking about. And so talking about the high ticket offer, where you are actually giving them the transformation from point A, taking them from point A to point B, and in that case you are also able to charge more, because you are actually delivering, you are sure, you're confident about the results you're going to get. So it's more around the outcome you're bringing. The high ticket में है कि आपको पता है कि you are going to get this results to that particular client. And then if you have that high ticket offer which is result oriented, तब आप उनसे charge भी high कर सकते हो. And it can be so huge in terms of mindset coaches, because when I talk to, because I'm helping even beginner coaches with the one-on-one services, and experienced coaches with the done for you services. So when I talk about beginner coaches, and what exactly they like, we as a human being, we the issue is especially with the mindset. Because क्या होता है, when we say there is a process, पहले सबसे पहले हम सोचते हैं, we think about it, there is a thought, then comes the action. If the thought process is not aligned, we are not going to take the action, right? It can be in anything. So if you are able to help that person overcome the procrastination, it can be time management, it can be something which is holding them back, probably something money mindset issues. So this, again, you need to understand what kind of a transformation you are bringing up. Sirf in the moment, like at that moment वो चीज नहीं कर रहे हो, but what kind of impact that is creating on their life, if they are able to overcome the procrastination, or उनकी वजह से the relationship is getting better in their with them. So what will happen, you are actually saving marriages, you are actually saving, due to not able to procrastinate, he or she is able to live a better life, because they are going to do better in all the areas of the life, because they will not procrastinate. So because these things, you are able to overcome someone the mobile addiction, because I have seen coaches out there who are helping kids with mobile addictions, overcome mobile addictions. So the thing is, it's not about, because कई लोग बोलते हैं कि if it kinds of a selling, but there is no end outcome to it in terms of mindset coaches, but there is an end outcome. And this is one of the major issues which is growing because of the tech, because of, I'll say, overconsumption of social media. And this will actually increase more. So when you are helping people to overcome this situation, you can definitely charge them around, like you can create a high ticket offer around that. Okay, so as I told you, I'll be talking also about what is working in 2023. So if I talk about 2023 in online marketing and selling, in terms of coaches, what is working is specifically the personalization, the support, the implementation, and the community. If these three four factors I want to break down to, मतलब ये चार चीजें हैं, because you might have seen the trend which was going on कि हाँ courses were working, still they are working, but the kind of impact and high ticket offer you can create now is around these four things, right? You can definitely create a low ticket product and this thing, but you need to understand where you are right now, right? So that's why I'm a firm believer of having a transformational offer, having a high ticket, and getting the results. And if not getting the results, you should have something uh, to pay off. Now coming to what is working in 2023, I said, just like in 2020, 2021, people wanted more of information. Logo ko tha ki how to do this, how to do that, they are not aware about, right? But now you see, it's been more than 3 years after the COVID, how the online industry is changing. There is so much information available, right? There's so much information available. And the thing is, when we talk about, in like, there are so many courses, and you might have, because I am that person, मैंने कितने सारे courses खरीदे, I have not even checked them, twice. Just once I have been through them, not implemented that. And literally, when I talk to other people, it's, I'll say 95% of the people are lying in this online world, in this situation where they have literally purchased so many courses just out of curiosity, the marketing, but they are not able to implement it. They are not able to get the transformation. Obviously, a $507 product is not going to get you the transformation. You cannot expect from that. But courses are really good if you want to learn a skill, right? You want to learn a skill, in the sense, अगर आपको video editing सीखनी है, you can just go through the course and learn about it, go through the videos. And so courses, the problem is the scattered information, it's everywhere, and it has literally become a commodity now. Now coming back to how to, how you can add more value to your coaching program, or to basically, high ticket offer is majorly doing the personalization. Okay, having a community, these things are going to literally work more on 2023, because if you are personalizing it for someone, doing a group session, live sessions basically with them. So having a recorded session but doing it live, having a community, helping them to implement, when every weekly calls you're doing, and then keeping a check with them if they are implementing it. Because the major part is the implementation, which people will be looking for. And obviously the support, the customized support, in the sense, a course में जो है information, it's like, it's a general information that can work for you, me, for any other person. But अगर मुझे I am doing something, I am creating maybe a content piece, I am marketing something, और मुझे वहां पे problem आई है, that is specific to me, I want someone to solve that particular problem, right? So I need a help that time, that will be really customized and personalized, right? So these are the things, if you can implement in your coaching program, that will, this way you can literally create a high ticket offer, as well as you can, and community, obviously, around that you can create a community around that. And this will help you to stand out in the coaching industry also. uh, these are the things which will definitely work instead of the low ticket product, because low ticket courses and these things are really not creating so much impact. So backing up with a high ticket offer is really important, because if you don't have a high ticket offer, you are actually not, the margins are less, the profits are less, plus also you're not creating as such impact on the people. It's low ticket offer जो है वो आपके लिए ठीक है when you have a good audience, when you you know when you have a good audience, plus when you know that okay, these people are going to buy from me because there is already a trust and credibility built. So few mistakes, these mistakes coaches make, that they want to, when they want to enter the market, or they are maybe into this industry from 1 year, 2 year, and they have not done the results, they have not worked in the market, but they want to first launch the low ticket product, like कोर्स बना लेते हैं, कोर्स क्रिएट करते हैं, देन विल सेल इट एट्स पैसिव इनकम एंड दिस एंड दैट. सो दिस इज आर लिटरली एक ये एक बहुत बड़ा मिथ है, बिकॉज what happens is you when you create content around that, some like one other mistakes a lot of coaches make is they do create content, they are putting out content, they are literally doing it every single day, but they're not selling. Again, they're not asking for the sale, they don't know how to sell, they don't have an offer ready. Okay, so that is one of ये एक मतलब दो एक दो चीजें हैं which is very common in the industry. When you start out, you don't know, okay, this is there's the possibility of this, I can charge this particular price, people are paying for it or not. So you ये क्या होता है कि they don't do the market research, seeing about what exactly the market needs, market को क्या चाहिए, market में क्या, what is working, is it working for them as a beginner level, or is it working for someone who is already built a credibility, and they try to follow their mentor who is credible enough, who is if you're following, if you're a part of a bigger community and a mentor, I don't want to take name, but there are many other mentors who are having huge community, and they are doing it since, I'll say, maybe a decade it's been for them. वो 10 साल से ये चीज कर रहे हैं, and they have a community, and what you do is you try to actually uh, you know just follow them accordingly to whatever they are saying, but you need to understand at which stage you are. When they started out, what they definitely, they were not selling a low ticket product, they started with something, maybe helping someone for free also. So start helping someone for free if you feel like, no, you want to validate your offer, you're not confident about your offer. But I would suggest, don't start with a course directly. If you are, start with a live session, start with a free event, rather than just putting your 3 to 6 month into building a course and then thinking about launching. Or you might have already launched and then you see, maybe few sales which you didn't expect, right? So this, if you are thinking about that, because it's not, recently when I'm talking to few coaches, I understand still these things are happening. People are having a low ticket offer, they're literally planning for a low ticket offer since 2 to 3 months, and then planning to sell it in the next 6 months, before even doing the market research, before doing validating the offer. So there is a stage when you should have a high ticket. Instead of going for low, mid, and high, go for high, mid, and low, I'll suggest. And uh, you know now coming to, this is something literally going to work on 2023. If you can help them to get from point A to point B, which is giving them a transformation, जिससे उनको एक help हो रही है. If I'm able to help you build a habit which I have, I'm trying to build from last 3 years, and you as a coach are going to help me, why not I'm going to pay for it. No course is going to help me. अगर course ने help करना होता तो it would have been done way earlier, right? So these kind of a thing you need to understand as a coach and consultant, that what transformation you can bring to them, which is going to help. Now coming to, just a minute, third topic. I don't know whether my camera is, now coming to that. Okay, when I said how to apply sell before make model, this particular thing I wanted to talk about, because someone was also asking about this. Why I said how, you should have a sell before make model, because this is the same thing for the beginner coaches, or not only beginner. If you are even experienced coach, if you are launching something, right? So instead of, मतलब होता क्या, आप record कर लेते हो courses, everything you are doing, you are doing it as per your own perspective, कि अच्छा ये चीजें हैं, मुझे लगता है कि this will work, and this is the requirement of the industry, as an as a coach. And then when you deliver it, or when you try to sell it, probably few people are buying, and you're not able to, that particular course is not helping them. So the best way to apply the sell before make model is, sell before make model is having, doing a live session Maybe you can do a live training, a webinar or something, and create an offer. Okay, deliver that offer live and build as as you deliver. So week by week you can deliver, see improvement, take feedback, and build along with that, sharing live. And then later on, when you take the feedback, improve on that, and then do a recording sessions, because that will make sense. Isse kya hoga, you're not going to first waste your time in terms of doing, hiring someone, helping them with the funnels, with every other thing, and there is no audience, right? So before that, and second thing, what first thing is going, you're going to save time, you're going to save money. Third major thing is you're actually going to help them in a better, give them a better solution, because you will take live feedback from them that okay, this is not working, this is working for me, and then improvising. So the second batch, or when you will launch actually the program, that will, in a recorded session, that will help them more, and then backing up with the live sessions, and they can go with the recording. So validating your offer initially is really very important. Is say you are going to save not only your time, money, but also going to deliver uh, much more, in a much more better manner. Plus you can also charge higher later on when you believe that, yeah, yes, your strategies are working, your strategies are helping them to overcome whatever the problem you are helping with. So these are the three topics जो कि मतलब discuss करना चाह रही थी मैं. And now coming to the what exactly is required for selling. Basically we all, मतलब अगर हम बात करें, we all actually, we have been sold, or we sell every single day through, मतलब अगर आपने कभी इंटरव्यू दिया होगा, we are selling ourselves that okay, just hire us. Or if you are, small small things, if you notice, so even at our home, so we are doing sales every here and there and now, right? But what are the actual skills? Because when we talk about selling, you might have experienced, आपको लगता होगा कि this is kind of a very pushy sales, मतलब pressurizing sales. So that is not going to work when you are putting a lot more pressure and being pushy about the sales, because you need to also understand the buying behavior of your customer. Buying behavior as in, especially in the high ticket, or any it's not about the ticket, but you need to understand what kind of a buying behavior you have. मतलब आप जब कुछ लेते हो मार्केट में, if you are purchasing it online, you might have seen 3 years, 4 years, a few years back, you were hesitant to get your credit card and put your login information online and do the purchase. But it's so common. So our behavior as an buyer is changing in terms of transaction. Now in terms of purchasing, for example, मैंने सोचा कि मुझे ये चीज, I want to buy this thing, I want to invest in this particular course and invest in this particular coaching program. So probably you might have seen some people just buy instantly, right? कि उनका buying behavior अच्छा, मैंने सोच लिया, I want to buy this. Some people take 2 to 3 months, 1 week. Some people take even year. So you need to understand, that buying behavior of different people is different. What is your buying behavior? And then it will really help for you to uh, you know not be pushy about sales. Because if we talk about even data, right, agar sales ki data ki baat kare, only like, you know most of the, like 90% above sales happen in 6th to 7th follow up. 6 से 7 बार follow up करने से sales, you get the sales. So what usually happens is we actually follow up with the prospect that 1 से 2 बार, and we are not, so I'm talking 6th to 7th from starting, from first point of contact. Now what you can do, through content you are building, the visibility, you are nurturing your people through your content, through your videos. And later on, when getting on a sales call, so these are the phases, different marketing, I'll say, different groups, You can create your own group, you can do challenges, you can do webinars, lot other things to nurture your audience, provide them value, free value, and then ask for something. This is something it's going to literally you know work. Now coming about like talking about the skills of selling, it's more about, first thing is, you have to obviously understand your customer, understand your offer, and be a active listener. If I talk about a call, if you are not understanding their problem, you need to listen, then आपको सुनना ज्यादा है, then you have to talk, right? And having, because when I talk about being pushy on sales, or being basically just doing the emotional selling, and just selling for the sake of it, rather than just for the numbers, seeing every human as a dollar. So that it comes like a, that's is more like a unethical selling, especially as a coach if you're doing it right. Because then what's the difference between sales rep who are uh, you know when people say that, okay, they are every day I'm receiving a call from this and that, and we just disconnect the call. So what's the difference between that? So what kind of a because as a coach you already have these things which we call as which we say for sales is required is active listening. Then the resilience is there, plus the empathy, problem solving, these skills are already within you. It's just asking for that sale plus having a resilience, because for the follow up, as I said, in sixth to seventh follow up the sales happen. And what most of us do is we don't follow up with that particular person, because if that particular person said no in the first go, we feel like, okay, this he or she is not interested. But you need to understand the buying behavior, you need to nurture those customers, you need to nurture those leads in order to get that sale and get that transformation, help them solve them. So if you are not asking for it, if you know you can help that person and you're not asking for the sale, you're not telling them you can help them, then you are doing injustice with the skills and expertise you have. So these are the things which I believe is going to be a part of ethical selling, especially in online as a coach, where you are actually working as a coach consultant, and as a, I'll say, as a doctor, because you are going to, आप मतलब जब भी डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं हम, तो डॉक्टर पहले, they don't sell us, they don't say that, okay, this is the medicine is required because you have a headache. They first ask us, they diagnose us in, they ask us that, okay, it's happening from when, and all other questions. Have we take did we take any medicine, or कब से हो रहा है ये, मतलब वो आपको डायग्नोज करते हैं आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस. And then if they know, okay, this particular thing is going to work, then they prescribe you, right? So similarly, you know when you as a coach, you already have those skills, but just adding, asking for the sale as a doctor, as a consultant, that will help you in order to increase your margins with a high ticket. And also it's going to help you to bring a transformation in your customer, right? So these are the things I just wanted to talk about today, in terms of why as a coach you need to work on the selling part, and if you need to learn those fundamentals rather than delegating the task, because you should know what is happening, what is what are sales, what is marketing, what are the things happening, and then delegating those small tasks is really very important in order to get a higher profit revenue. So this is just from my end, uh, and I would like to wrap up now. And if you have any questions,
Hi.
hi. Yeah, so it's very difficult to talk, just with the camera, because I feel like when there's a question happening or someone is asking question, it's quite easier to because it's quite easier to talk when someone is asking a question. So yes, I was just not ready with the presentation, and I was just talking whatever is in my head with the bullet points.
That's okay. You did well. It was great. So thank you so much for sharing your points. And I'm sure people who are here, उनको काफ़ी points मिले होंगे कि why what should be the foundation of selling. वो foundation आपको
Hmm.
कैसे रखना है if you want to sell your product. So I
Right.
have some questions here. कुछ लोगों के
Yeah.
questions आए हैं, and even people who are watching here, they can also ask, they can write their questions, and Nimika will be able to answer them. Till then, जो मेरे पास questions आए हैं मैं वो आपके सामने रख रहा हूँ. So the
Yeah.
question, first question is like, what are the key principles? जो key principles हैं foundation of effective selling के
Hmm.
लिए, वो क्या प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, मतलब क्या हमें फॉलो करना चाहिए इफ आई वांट टू डू इफेक्टिव सेलिंग.
Okay. So see, principles, if I talk about, majorly 3 to 4 things which is going to work literally on online, offline selling is first thing is value, you know, because I am major literally about providing value. Okay, providing value to your audience, just like you are doing through live streams, right? Providing value by like making someone आप aware कर रहे हो different different topics से अपने audience को. This way you are providing value. So first is the providing value. Second thing, because if you know that particular thing is not going to help your audience, and even though you are trying to sell, that's not ethically right. Plus it's a one time sell. आप उनसे you can get the quick bucks कि हाँ पैसे तो आ जाएंगे, but it's not something you're going to stand out in industry, especially in the online market जहाँ पे everyone is free to write, give you review, everything, right? So first thing is driving value, second thing is building that trust and relationship basically, right? क्योंकि मैं मतलब I want to give examples with everything because I'm a form, I believe in giving examples. आपने कई बार देखा होगा, you when you want to purchase something, be it कुछ भी, मतलब आप लेके देखो, दो लोग हैं अगर सेम चीज भी वो कर रहे हो, बट एक काइंड ऑफ अ रिलेशनशिप इज बेटर विद वन स्पेसिफिक पर्सन, यू विल परचेज विद दैट पर्सन, राइट? कि नहीं यार चलो ठीक है, देयर इज अ रिलेशनशिप बिल्ट ऑलरेडी. So building relationship is one of the key principles which is there. Building trust eventually comes in, and then later on the nitty gritty comes, like मतलब ये सारी चीजें in terms of having an empathy. ये एक मतलब बहुत ही बड़ा फैक्टर है, having that emotional intelligence which we say, that having to know understanding your customer rather than just being pushy and salesy. Because when I'm talking as a coach and consultant, especially to these people, we are not selling the product ki ha, this is something expressing with logic. There is a emotions involved, there is a transformation involved, right? So these are the principles which are literally going to literally fit in the product, service, coaches, consultant, ये जो principle है. Baki later on comes that okay, there is a follow up, there is a rapport building, if we are on call, what should be the framework, and these things are different. But ये जो तीन चीजें हैं, this is going to be literally the principle forever and the fundamentals forever for selling.
Okay, that's good. So the next question is, uh, what are some common challenges faced in sales? वो ऐसे कौन से common challenges हैं जो अक्सर coaches and trainers they face while doing selling, and how can they overcome those
Yes.
challenges?
Okay. So, see, number one challenge is, I believe, when I'm working with them, number one challenge is they don't ask for sale. You know, they don't literally ask for sales in the sense, okay, हम value deliver करते हैं, content create कर रहे हैं, everything is there. But when it comes to asking for the sale, they feel hesitant about it. क्योंकि in terms of that the mindset is not right. Again, that even in selling there's a mindset कि अच्छा मैं when I feel like कि मैं किसी को मैं किसी को कुछ बेच रही हूँ कुछ, then that's a different mindset. But when I feel I'm solving that particular problem for this person, then it's a different mindset. So asking for the sale is number one challenge, because they don't ask for the sales. That okay, this is the right time to ask for the sale. Either they do it too early or either they don't ask. Okay, so right time for asking for the sale, number one challenge. Second challenge is second challenge, if I talk about, is follow up. It's not only with because if you don't understand the buyer buying behavior, कि किसी इंसान का कैसा बाइंग बिहेवियर है, सब हो सकता है कि यू आर इन दिस इंडस्ट्री फॉर सो लॉन्ग, प्रॉबली कोई ऐसा इंसान है जो कि आपने एकदम से जैसे ही आपने लॉन्च किया एंड ही और शी इज रेडी टू पे यू। कुछ लोग होंगे जो 3 महीने बाद थोड़ा आपको देखेंगे, एनालाइज करेंगे, दे विल कम आफ्टर 3 months, दे विल कम, सम विल कम आफ्टर 6 months, some will come maybe after 4 years, right? So the thing is, you need to understand the resilience and that follow up thing, that is very much important. Because if we see the stats, only 2% people follow up फॉर द सेकेंड अगर किसी ने मना कर दिया, मतलब मेरे काफी क्लाइंट्स ऐसे हैं जो कि नो आई नो दैट ओके दिस पर्सन इज अ प्रोस्पेक्ट फॉर देम, इट विल बिकम देयर क्लाइंट, बट एक बार बोल दिया नहीं तो दे फील लाइक ओके इट्स समथिंग, द रिजेक्शन, फियर ऑफ रिजेक्शन इज देयर, क्या मना कर दिया तो नहीं नहीं जाना. So you need to understand that behavior, that soft selling. So these two, I believe, one of the major, that not asking for the sale is a mistake, and second thing is follow up, which yeah, is important.
Okay, okay, that's good. So, as you said, like understanding the behavior of the customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the next question is like, why is it important to understand the behavior of a customer? For example, if I am in a webinar, right,
Mm-hmm.
I do not know कि मेरे सामने जो customers हैं उनका behavior क्या है इस समय. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just sharing my course details. Okay, these are the things, and how these things will work. How will you get the value? And but I do not know their behavior, right? So, like, why is it important to know their behavior? क्योंकि
Yeah.
वेबिनार में तो मेरे को पता ही नहीं चलेगा कि उनका बिहेवियर क्या है, कौन है मेरे सामने.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
इवन जैसे कि हम बोलते हैं कि कुछ कस्टमर्स हैं, जैसे कि कुछ होते हैं मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, कि उनको ग्रोथ
Mm-hmm.
चाहिए. कुछ होते हैं
Mm-hmm.
मूविंग अवे, कि उनको पेन से हटना है, पेन से ओवरकम करना है, राइट. तो दो
Mm-hmm.
तरह के कस्टमर्स मुझे पता है, लेकिन अगेन उनका
Mm-hmm.
बिहेवियर क्या है वो मैं कैसे पता
Mm-hmm.
करूँ उसमें. देन व्हाई इज इट
Mm-hmm.
इम्पोर्टेंट?
Right. Yes, that's a really good question, I'll say. Because see, why it is important is, first thing when you said कि दो type के customers है, one is who want to get away from pain, and one is who want to get to the pleasure. और majorly जो है, most of the customer they want to get away from the pain. हम pain से वो pleasure की तरफ second आता है. First we want to just overcome that pain, right? So the thing is, now coming back to ki why you need to know that particular behavior. First, this is the basic thing, but now coming to what kind of a behavior they might be having. See, first, for that also, because अब हम बात करते हैं, it's not going to be the behavior every time the same. Just like I said, in 2017 you were hesitant to take out your card and buy something online, because लगता था कहीं fraud है ये चीजें. Now everything it's saved, the password and everything is saved, right? The behavior has literally drastically changed, right? So how can you understand, in the sense, when I said in 2020 the low ticket courses, 2021 it was working like that. Currently, every time the market is changing in terms of the buying behavior, first way to understand is, you definitely, why it is important is, you will be able to sell in a better manner. Okay, you will be able to retain your customer अगर आपको उनका buying behavior पता है कि okay, my this customer, they have bought the low ticket product, अब इनका next move होगा, होता है ना कि when we play chess the next move is going to be this, we predict that. So when I know that okay, this person has grabbed my freebie, इसने मेरे सारे मतलब freebie check किया, plus मेरे emails वो कर रही है, emails पे reply, that is a hot lead. When we understand okay, this is something, the hot lead is, so this person has bought my low ticket offer, then it will buy my high ticket offer. There's a behavior we actually predict. But when it comes to webinar, जैसे आपने बोला कि I'm not able to predict how it is happening, what kind of a behavior that is happening. So I believe one of the best important thing is talking to your customer itself. Okay, knowing where they are coming from, because वो एक तरह से ना genuine response, when you see the pattern is there कि अच्छा मेरे सारे लोग पहले freebie download करते हैं, then they get into see my email, they get nurtured on email and then they buy from me. और यूजुअली आप उनसे पूछ अच्छा कैसे किस प्लेटफॉर्म के थ्रू वो आए, व्हाई डिड दे परचेज फ्रॉम यू, व्हाई नॉट समवन एल्स, you know so
Yeah.
what did they like about you? So that's the real feedback you're going to get. Maybe that particular person will say, okay, I don't want to get into the high ticket program because I believe the support is not there enough, right? So you understand, okay, the buying behavior is changing because the support is not there. And in this if I just 2023, people are looking for that accountability, that community, that support. So the real time feedback taking is really very important in order to analyze the pattern in the buying behavior of your customer, right?
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. And
Mhm.
what are some essential skills every salesperson should develop? Like every coach जो सेल्स नहीं कर पाते या जिनको
Mhm.
challenges they feel challenged like I'm not
Mhm.
able to offer sales. So
Mhm.
ऐसी कौन सी skills हैं जो उनको develop करनी चाहिए so that they can do sales in an effective manner.
Right. Yes. So one thing is, see, if I talk about direct, मतलब एक तरह से होता है कि ना that we say the persuasive selling, कि हाँ आपको एक तरह से एज अ कोच यू हैव फ्यू ऑफ द स्किल्स ऑलरेडी. मतलब मोस्टली मोस्ट ऑफ द कोचेस आर पेशेंट इनफ, दे नो, दे आर यूजुअली पेशेंट इनफ इन ऑर्डर टू हेल्प पीपल, दे आर प्रोवाइडिंग वैल्यू इटसेल्फ. ये सारी चीजें होती हैं कोचेस में. But what are the things which is especially required? Few of the things are already there, which is active listening, I believe. When you are on a call, because selling is on different way. I'm talking about maybe on call more, but selling can be, people also send on DMs. मतलब कई लोग होते हैं जो आपके content से nurture होके DM पे ही कहते हैं okay I want to pay, right? They and some people don't even offer sales call. So it's all about when we talk in the DM, the selling, that is going to be different in terms of how to do the conversation, how to do the uh, talk to them, how to understand their situation. So the problem solving approach, when you understand their situation and offering that, this is there. When we talk about the resilience, that is important. If I talk about empathy, should be there. You are caring for your audience. If you're caring for your audience, you are actually getting the sales. So these small things are there. But if I talk about different kinds of selling, it will be on DMs, it will be through content, it will be on stories, it will be on call, it will be on offline selling. So these are the things which is listening. If I say resilience, empathy, ये जो ये foundations है ना, ये बहुत जरूरी है sales के लिए. And obviously
Okay.
everyone improves. It's not that I am an expert in sales and I'm just telling you, that way. It's about knowing the industry rate कि हाँ अगर if I'm getting the rejection, why it is there, understanding the rejection. हो सकता है I'm not that much capable enough to deliver. Maybe that person, feels like she's not capable enough to deliver me the results. Maybe another person is not having that trust with me. Maybe another person, sabke alag alag, but you need to understand the reason so that you can work on that particular part. Because not every customer is going to be your client, every prospect is going to be your client. So these are the few things which will taking feedback, and these things will help you to improve on sales along with the skills you have and improving on these specific part. Yeah.
Okay. And as you said, like stories. So,
Hmm.
how important are these stories in selling?
uh, it's really very important if I say, because stories, see, if I talk about this online world, people connect with your story only, right? People connect with your story, with the kind of value you're providing, and then comes becomes the trust. With stories you build a credibility with the person you are, because you are actually, I'll say, selling yourself, your solution. It is going to be customized with you. So अगर मैं किसी को बोल रही हूँ कि I am coming from this particular background, so probably the people in corporate will relate with me, because there is probably might be the soft side itself, right? कि हाँ ठीक है, हम भी ये problem face करते हैं. Or if you are coming from, so your story connect with the person. If I say that, okay, I like this particular sport, and you are a fan of that sport, so you will say, okay, there is a connection already happened. So selling is actually helping you to build that connection. Sorry, story selling, which we say, storytelling, story selling, that will help you to build that connection, so that और आप उसको content में use कर सकते हो, because obviously when getting on a call, when this thing, people will go there because they know you, your story, you, where you're coming from. Then only they will do all the research. वो पूरा research करके तभी आपसे वो become your client or something like that. They are not going to just see you and understand that, okay, this is something this person is offering. They will understand who you are. And the more because also I believe अभी क्या है ना कि काफी लोग थोड़ा सा वैसा बहुत ज्यादा स्टोरी में भी एक ड्रामेटिक व्यू ले आते हैं जबरदस्ती का. you know if there is, so you don't need actually the drama in the selling, because I have seen people just making it emotional for the sake of it. You need to share your story, actually what it is, मतलब who you are, because it, you in the end लोगों को पता चल जाता है कि हाँ आप सच बोल रहे हो, झूठ बोल रहे हो, whether it's a true story of yours or you're just trying to sell your story and then spit something, right? So your story literally connect with the people. If you talk about someone who is a mom, they will connect really well with another mom, right? Because they can feel the pain, they can see that, okay, what they're going from, what kind of condition they're in. So that is something, your story connect with other people, because either they want to become the way you are, or they have been through that phase, right? सो ये स्टोरी सेलिंग इज, मतलब यही आपको डिफरेंशिएट करे करता है, योर ब्रांड, योर पर्सनल ब्रांड, योर यू फैक्टर, rather than the niche factor,
Okay.
right?
So in other words we can say कि जो हमारी real stories हैं, जो हमारे real the changes we have brought in other people, those are these stories. Like कि मैंने इतना किया, मैंने लोगों की लाइफ में ये चेंज किया, इवन मैंने अपनी लाइफ को इस तरह से चेंज किया. So like right, so
Yeah,
these real stories, actually authentic stories, actually bring a change.
exactly, the authentic stories which you have, authentic itself, authenticity is, matlab, it's really important, and it is more increasing. The more authentic you are online, people are going to connect with you. मतलब अब वो चीज, authenticity is never going to die, right? If you are authentic, आप बता रहे हो कि हाँ, this is because no one is perfect, right? किसी के लिए कुछ चीजें, अगर आप अपनी फेलियर्स भी शेयर कर रहे हो कि दिस इज समथिंग इज हैपेंड, दिस इज नॉट वर्किंग anything, then people connect really well. But if you're just showing the perfection everywhere, then people won't connect. So having both the sides, which is the real you, because किसी की भी life perfect नहीं है, right? So the real you sharing, even if you talk about, Instagram is now prioritizing the raw part more rather than the perfect feed. So even they know that people now connect more on with the real you, and the stories, the kind of changes, the transformation you are bringing, आप दूसरों के उसमें ला रहे हो, प्लस आपने खुद में वो किया है. अगर आपने अपने अंदर वो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन नहीं लाया, and then you are helping someone, that doesn't make sense.
Okay. एक क्वेश्चन और कि जैसे आपने बीच में रिजेक्शन की बात की थी, राइट, हाउ टू हैंडल रिजेक्शन. सो व्हेन अ कोच और अ ट्रेनर इज डूइंग सेल्स एंड फेसेस रिजेक्शन, सो उस टाइम पर डू यू हैव समथिंग लाइक टू स्टे मोटिवेटेड इन दैट फेज ऑफ सेल्स चैलेंज? क्योंकि कई बार जो कोचेस हैं, जब वो सेलिंग करते हैं और दे फेस चैलेंजेस, सेलिंग नहीं होती है, देन दे फील डाउन. तो उस रिजेक्शन को कैसे वो फेस करें? You're on mute.
Yeah. Yes, that's a very natural question, I'll say, क्योंकि ये not only with coaches but it's even with people. Even if I talk about my own journey, when I was in corporate doing their sales, तो मैं एक तरह से कंपनी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रही हूँ, राइट? किसी इफ आई एम फेसिंग रिजेक्शन, आई फील लाइक ओके, दिस इज फॉर द कंपनी, देयर नॉट लाइक देयर इज नो दैट मच ऑफ that bad feeling. But when you are representing yourself, your brand, you as a person for your service or something, and then you get rejected, you take it on yourself. Okay, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe this is not there. So तब क्या मतलब, even being with me, it has happened that I was taking it on myself, that okay, maybe that lowers the confidence itself. But later on, building that resilience, when you understand that okay, first thing is obviously understanding that why there is a rejection, right? Why there is a rejection, for me it's really very important in order to understand. Probably sometimes also ऐसा भी होता है कि आप reject करते हो किसी client को कि यार मुझे ना इसके साथ काम नहीं करना, because that is not a good client for me, you know so you need to understand first, because whenever there is one thing you can do is reflect back on your back achievements. अच्छा आपने किसी को हेल्प करी है या किया है, एंड देन you know those results that will literally give you the boost कि हाँ मतलब ठीक है, you have helped someone, this particular person is not maybe not the right fit. And second thing, understanding the why behind the rejection. If there is something you believe that okay, sometimes what happens, most of the time, if there is a price rejection, people feel like my price is higher, that why I should lower down the price. So probably you're not tapping to the right customer, because even though the best salesperson, they don't have the 100% sales guarantee कि हाँ हर call पे they will close every sales. They even face rejection. So I believe for rejection, reflecting back on your achievements, plus reflecting on the improvements, what can be improved for the next call. And getting on a call, actually, because I tell most of my clients to get on a call, you will help, you will understand your customer itself. What are their pain points, what are their struggles, desires, needs, everything, what exactly they want. Plus you will become better. We say कि हाँ हम बोलते practice करने से, even in, if I say mindset, you might say कि हाँ ये चीजें आपको follow करनी होंगी, then only you'll get the results. Similarly in sales, you will build that resilience, that rejection, because you have to have a thick skin in order to face the rejection. तो वो एक तरह से, I'll say, more about practicing, getting on a call. It will become like you will understand your numbers कि अच्छा मेरा conversion rate, मैं 10 कॉल पे जा रही हूँ ना, तो मेरे इतने ही convert होते हैं. So you will feel like okay, this is my ratio and I need to improve. I used to get on a call 10 people and then I'm converting 2 out of that, that means 20%. Then I'm going to get on a calls on 10 and then it's 4, so I have improved literally. So these things are like is going to help you, because obviously practicing part, we talk about the roles play, कि अगर इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन आप कैसे आंसर कर रहे हो, कैसे प्रेजेंट कर रहे हो, बिकॉज आई बिलीव द फाउंडेशंस आर लिटरली इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर मैं किसी कस्टमर, किसी क्लाइंट को बोलती हूँ कि ओके दिस इज समथिंग एज एन इंडिविजुअल यू शुड सेल दिस वे, so probably that might not work for another person. But when you know what are the fundamentals, अगर मैं आपको स्क्रिप्ट दे दूँ, okay this is the selling part, you should do this and that, you will not be. अगर मैं दो किसी इंसान को स्क्रिप्ट दे रही हूँ सेल्स की, दो दो अलग लोग सेम स्क्रिप्ट को अलग वे में सेल करेंगे, right? You will have
Right.
different outcome. So similarly, understanding the fundamentals, where these things are literally very basic. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, consistency is really very basic, simplicity is very basic, but it's very hard to follow. Similarly in this case, the same thing. So I believe having that hard skin, thick skin is, these are three things really very important in order to work on that.
Okay. And how important and how is it possible to build and maintain trust with the customer throughout the sales journey? उस अपनी जर्नी के दौरान हम कैसे उस ट्रस्ट को मेंटेन करके रखें, कैसे उस ट्रस्ट को बनाकर रखें अपने क्लाइंट्स के साथ ड्यूरिंग दैट सेल्स जर्नी,
Yeah,
और
because
इज इट पॉसिबल?
मतलब आप कह रहे हो कि sales journey in the sense they will one will buy on this time, another person will buy another time, तो वो journey
नो द
yeah.
सेम पर्सन, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई से कि somebody has come to me, तो मैं वो ट्रस्ट कैसे बना के रखूँ उनके साथ? लाइक दिस टाइम आई एम सेलिंग अ स्मॉल कोर्स, लेटर आई विल बी सेलिंग द एक बड़ा कोर्स भी होगा मेरे पास. सो नॉट ओनली लाइक दिस इज अ स्मॉल कोर्स, 7 days वर्कशॉप. नाउ आई एम कंडक्टिंग another workshop which is like for 3 months. So coming to that, तो वो
Mm-hmm.
ट्रस्ट कैसे बिल्ड बना करके रखूँ मैं, ताकि वो 7 days में तो आ गए, वो 3 महीने वाले कोर्स में भी आए.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So see, two things are there because one thing is personalization is really very important. I believe trust के लिए. ये मैं मतलब मैंने एक ऑनलाइन सेशन अटेंड ऑनलाइन सॉरी एक इवेंट अटेंड किया था ऑफलाइन विच वाज हैपनिंग अ टुडे इवेंट फॉर ऑनलाइन बिजनेस समिट एंड दैट मेंटोर सेल्फ लाइक he he is there in this industry from past 10 years and he remembered मतलब उनको पता था कि okay this person name is this and this was he came into that stage like it was so personalized even in that 5,000 के लोगों में right so जब आप होता है ना कि मैं आपको नाम से बुला रही हूँ एंड देन आई एम आई रिमेंबर मे बी अगर मैंने आपके साथ अभी शेयर किया है तो वो पर्सनलाइजेशन इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ इवन दो 1 वीक यू अंडरस्टैंड आप उनको एक्चुअली में एज अ ह्यूमन ट्रीट कर रहे हो जान रहे हो कि अच्छा ये प्रॉब्लम थी ये एंड फॉर दैट ट्रैकिंग इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज अगर आप इसमें मैंने ये नहीं किया कि ट्रैक कर रहे हो कि ओके दिस वॉज द प्रॉब्लम दैट पर्सन कम्स इन दिस इज वॉट देयर इज वॉट दे वॉन्ट टू गो सो यू आर क्रिएटिंग अ डिफरेंट एक्सपीरियंस अगर मेरे पास एक कोच के पास 7 लोग आ रहे हैं एंड देन दे आर जस्ट आफ्टर द सेशन इज ओवर दे आर गॉन सो प्रॉबली क्योंकि एक चीज तो आपको वैसे भी अंडरस्टैंड करनी होगी कि 100% रिटेंशन प्लस 100% दैट्स वेरी रेयर है हर जगह इवन इन स्कूल एवरीथिंग सबके लिए सब चीज़ें इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर सकते सो इट्स नॉट योर
राइट.
फॉल्ट एज अ कोच the implement it's more like a 50-50% effort which is there right so you
ओके.
have to do your मतलब आपको अपना पार्ट बेस्ट करना है दैट्स इट एंड टॉकिंग अबाउट how to retain those things and these things by providing more value having the personalization and doing one thing is the tracking where you understand कि अच्छा ये जब मैं इसका इस टाइम पे ये गोल था right and then is the problem because 7 day probably the problem is not solved but the information is there they understand it so
राइट.
you under in 7 day you get to know okay, okay this is the phase the person is going through and when you're launching your 3 month program when you are reaching out to them and telling them okay these are the problems are like have you solved these problems or are you trying to solve so that person will remember यार मेरे को तो हाँ ये अभी भी problem है how okay Prashant you still remember that so obviously you won't remember that because इतनी memory capacity किसी की नहीं होती है कि बहुत कम लोगों की होती है से but the thing is there if you know if you have the data in point in terms of numbers plus in terms of problem where they are where they want to go and everything that will help you to connect because कई बार होगा कि मैं एक अपने प्रोस्पेक्ट के साथ आज बात कर रही हूँ 6 महीने बाद मुझे याद नहीं रहेगा कि मैंने क्या बात करी थी राइट बट व्हेन आई हैव ट्रैकर व्हेन आई हैव मेंशन दैट ओके दिस वाज द प्रॉब्लम दैट्स व्हाई दिस पर्सन डिडंट साइन अप मे बी एनी इशू I can when I go back I say that 6 months back when we had you were having this problem so is it resolved now or the problem is still there right
राइट.
so this will help you to actually build that trust build that connection and because in your case it's more about वो ना ग्रुप में चीजें शेयर नहीं करना चाहते हैं they need that personalization more कि मुझे
राइट.
कोई जाने कोई सुने these things so I believe this will literally help
Awesome. Awesome. Wow. So it's already 1 hour. I will not take much of your time.
yeah
Only two questions.
yeah
The first question is, how can a salesperson build and maintain a strong personal brand? इस
mm-hmm.
इंडस्ट्री में अगर किसी को रहना है तो उसका पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो वो कैसे उसको बिल्ड कर सकता है?
Okay. So you're talking as a salesperson.
या
Okay.
लाइक एज अ कोच, अगर उसको सेलिंग भी करनी है तो उसका एक ब्रांड होना चाहिए. यूजुअली पीपल थिंक कि अगर आपको तो कोई जानता ही नहीं है, व्हाई शुड आई लाइक गेट दिस प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम यू, कि मैं
Right.
क्यों बाय करूं आपसे. सो
Mm-hmm.
लाइक हाउ कैन दैट पर्सन बिल्ड अ ब्रांड?
Yeah.
अपना पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग वो कैसे कर सकते हैं?
Right. So, see, personal branding, if I talk about, it's more about, you know, agar मैं बोलूँ personal brand is just a tagline which we have given, but what exactly it is? It's about you, your story, your experience, what kind of a results you're providing, your social proof. That
या
comes all about you.
या
Okay. So, what kind of a problem you are solving and everything. Now, how you can build that, probably you can start, because it's online, you can start with a platform specific to you. आपको जो लगता है, if you are good with the videos, you can start with maybe Instagram, YouTube, right? If you're good with the writing, but you can start with LinkedIn, there's a Twitter. So it's not everyone, and where your audience is. अगर मैं किसी, if I'm tapping kids, probably they are not on Twitter, right? तो मुझे they are not on email, but if I'm tapping kids, it's the best platform is to go on YouTube, right? Because as a parent, parents बोलते हैं अच्छा, you can use YouTube for learning and kids do that. Now there is a difference, so you need to understand where your audience is, first thing. And building personal brand around that is going to be, मतलब आप अपना obviously content share कर रहे हो, value in terms of, different kinds of content. There comes what you have done, your experience, your client's experience, value in different format, and nurturing them. So like obviously putting out content for the visibility, but talking to them. Basically, when we say sales happen on DMs more than the content itself, the stories more. आप DMs जब उनसे बात नहीं करोगे, बिकॉज कंटेंट इज लाइक जेनरिक फॉर एवरीवन. आप जो कंटेंट शेयर कर रहे हो वो सबके लिए, अगर आप एक ऑडियंस को टैप कर रहे हो, इट्स फॉर एवरीवन. बट व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग ऑन DMs to them, you are understanding their problem, you are understanding where they are. So talking to the conversion are in the conversations, we say. So when you are doing the conversion, you are actually when you're doing the conversation, you're doing the conversion, right? So doing that is really important for selling. And personal branding के लिए आपके different aspects आ जाते हैं, जिसमें आप सिर्फ, you're not only talking about business, you're talking also about your experience, your failures, your mistakes, and overview, right? So these are the things that will help you to build your personal brand. And along with selling, different depends what kind of a person you are. For selling also, I say, because if you are, मतलब कई लोग को hesitant होता है कि नहीं, मैं कॉल पे जाके सेल नहीं कर सकती, right? So probably you can go and chat on DM, but it's very important to learn selling, learn the fundamental. If you see, जितने भी coaches हैं, they are established now, where we see ourselves कि हाँ, हम भी we want to go there. Even though they are in mindset niche, or they are in relationship, any other niche, they are good with selling, you know. They are
राइट.
good with the influence, the persuasiveness. So वो चीज़, अगर आपने एक तरह से ऑडियंस आप बिल्ड कर रहे हो, persuasive, ट्रस्ट, ये सब चीज़ें बिल्ड कर रहे हो, you can obviously have a sales representative to do the selling for you. Because now, but initially you have to learn, you have to learn the fundamentals कि हाँ, आपको कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा अपने ऑडियंस से. So for that, I believe personal branding will help. And later on, if you don't like your job, you can obviously delegate your task every time. Yeah, to the experts.
ओके. एनीथिंग लास्ट एट द लास्ट, एनीथिंग लास्ट टिप यू वांट टू शेयर,
Yeah.
जो भी
So
आपको लगता है?
last tip is more about, I'll say, ask for that sale. If and think in mind, matlab sales ko as you're solving the problem and you are serving your audience rather than just the money, and provide value. Try to help them, and you will see the sales literally coming. And it's a stage, everyone is growing, because like me as a person, I say someone who is two steps ahead of me. I want to become first that, and then later on that. So it's a step by step journey which happens. But just thinking, taking that next step towards selling and increasing your price, like accordingly, having a pricing strategy, not only just focusing on the low ticket, having a transformational offer where you can charge high, margins are more, profits are more, and you can actually impact someone's life. So that's why I'll say focus on high ticket selling, focus on giving the transformation, and focus on building a community, and eventually you will become better with sales also.
Okay. All right. Okay, so wonderful. It was really a great session with you, Nimika. And so I would like to show my deep gratitude, my heartfelt gratitude for your presence, your active participation, and to the audience also for your remarkable presence or like being into the session till the end on
Thank
the topic of foundation of selling. So, and Nimika, your expertise and knowledge were truly evident in every word you spoke, and I'm really grateful for the invaluable insights you shared. आपका जो passion है to empower others, to empower coaches, trainers, consultants, it's really truly enlightening. To all the audience, I really want to extend my deepest appreciation for your engagement and being into the session. And
thank
Nimika,
you
again,
so much.
once again,
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And this was something for the first time did this collaboration and did this live. I really enjoyed it, and definitely I'm going to do more of it. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity. I'm really grateful to you and to your community.
thank you once again. And to all of you, once again, thank you for your active participation and dedication. I'm sure you have learned a lot. आपको बहुत कुछ सीखने के लिए मिला होगा कि how can you grow yourself, how can you grow your sales, how can you actually work upon your rejections. So I I really appreciate that your presence and learnings, and remember that together we can continue to learn, inspire, and thrive in the world of selling. So thank you once again, and thank you, Nimika. So all of you, see you next week with the next with a new topic and a next speaker. Till then, thank you so much. Stay healthy. Bye bye. Namaste.
Thank you.